Opening the flames that still burn today.
Hello everyone. Do you remember this breathtaking scene? These powerful flames from Hayao Miyazaki's precious Mononoke. This isn't just a beautiful animation. But here's something that might amaze you. Probably stay with many of you long after the credit roll. This ancient Japanese art of Tatara ironmaking is still alive today, and it's secretly shaping your modern world in ways you've never imagined. This ancient Japanese art of Tatara ironmaking is still alive today, and it's secretly shaping your modern world in ways you've never imagined. Today, I want to share with you the incredible journey from smartphone touch, car door closing, surgical precision from these animated flames to the miracles you experience in your daily life. By the end, you'll see Princess Mononoke in a completely new way.
Chapter 1: The Craftsman's Voice. 1950s Oda Award photos and scenes.
When I first heard the craftsman's voice, let me take you back to where this story begins for me. I was born in Ottawa, Tokyo in the 1950s, right in the heart of Japan's post-war industrial miracle. The small workshops with craftsmen working. Every morning, I'd wake up to the sound of hammers on metal, clang, clang, clang. But this wasn't just noise, it was a conversation. The craftsmen were listening to the metal, learning its voice. One too young narrator peeking into workshops. As a curious child, I'd peek in and ask, "What are you making?" And he'd smile and say, "I'm making treasures that will travel the world."
Modern Apple factory scenes.
Those craftsmen were doing exactly what Apple engineers do today when they spend months perfecting the click sound of an iPhone button, or what Tesla engineers do when they tune that silent acceleration that makes your heart skip a beat.
1950s craftsmen listening to metal versus modern engineer testing car door. The difference. Western engineers measure decibels and frequencies. Japanese craftsmen listen with their soul. They don't ask, "How loud?" They ask, "How does it make you feel?"
A scene from director Miyazaki's press conference for Princess Mononoke.
What Miyazaki really wanted us to feel. When director Miyazaki created Princess Mononoke, he wasn't just making beautiful animation. He was showing us a secret.
Western business schools are now calling the Japanese advantage.
Miyazaki once said, "I wanted to capture the essential Japanese spirit, creating the finest things through human wisdom and determination, even with limited resources." Sound familiar? This is exactly what made your iPhone so intuitive. Think of Steve Jobs obsessing over the perfect curve of an iPhone. Your Toyota is so reliable. Think of Akio Toyoda spending years perfecting that satisfying car door sound. Look at Lady Eboshi again. Film scenes of Tatara and nature coexisting. Here's what most viewers miss. She's not just a medieval factory owner. She's every visionary leader who ever asked, "How can we build something that serves both human needs and natural harmony?" In the movie, the Tatara operation doesn't destroy nature. It partners with it. They cut trees, then replant them. They use iron sand that rivers provide naturally. This isn't conquest. This is collaboration. And this philosophy now powers the world's most innovative companies.
From ancient forges to modern factories, this craftsman philosophy found new life in post-war Tokyo, where traditional artisans became the backbone of Japan's precision manufacturing revolution. 1 to 3
row houses and community scenes. In those narrow alleys of Ottawa, I witnessed something Silicon Valley is still trying to recreate. A community where perfection wasn't about competition. It was about harmony. Every craftsman's work supported the others like instruments in an orchestra.
When first saw the Tatara scenes in Princess Mononoke,
I thought, there it is again, that same spirit I grew up.
Chapter 3: The ancient technology that still powers your world.
Everyone, do you remember playing with magnets at the beach as a child? That black sand that sticks to the magnet, that's iron sand, Japan's greatest treasure. Simple comparison, Western blast furnace versus Japanese Tatara.
While the rest of the world used massive furnaces to melt iron ore at extreme temperatures, the Japanese developed something completely different. They learned to grow iron slowly, carefully, like cultivating a perfect garden.
Swiss watchmaking scene.
This philosophy spread far beyond Japan. When Swiss watchmakers spend 6 months crafting a single timepiece, they're following the Tatara principle. Patience creates perfection.
Italian violin making scenes.
When Italian luthiers age violin wood for decades before shaping it, they understand what Tatara masters knew. The finest things cannot be rushed.
Modern precision manufacturing montage.
But here's where it gets really interesting. That precision you feel when you touch your smartphone screen, that responsiveness that feels almost magical, that's Tatara precision. The way your car starts with just the gentlest touch of a button, Tatara harmony. Close-up Lexi's door closing with perfect sound. Remember that perfect click when you close a luxury car door? Japanese engineers spent years achieving this sound, not through expensive materials, but through the same patient listening that Tatara masters practiced for centuries.
Seasonal scenes with Tatara iron-making relationship.
The original Tatara masters worked with the seasons. Winter's dry air, proper humidity. Japan's 4 seasons determined when iron could be made. They didn't fight nature, they danced with it. The world's finest manufacturers still follow this seasonal wisdom. Champagne makers wait for perfect weather. Smartphone manufacturers time their releases with natural rhythms. The Tatara spirit lives in Shimane Prefecture. Tatara iron making still continues today in Okizumo, Shimane Prefecture, exactly like in Miyazaki's film.
Chapter 4: Finding the Tatara spirit in today's miracles.
I met a 75-year-old Mirage, a master craftsman who's dedicated nearly 60 years to this ancient art. When people watch Princess Mononoke, he told me, they think it's fantasy, but this is our reality. This is how we still work. What amazed me most, young people from around the world now come here to learn, inspired by Miyazaki's film. Engineers from Silicon Valley, designers from Milan, musicians from Nashville, seeking that Princess Mononoke's secret of perfect harmony. Female swordsmith at work. And yes, just like Lady Eboshi, women now lead this ancient technology. One female swordsmith told me, Miyazaki showed the world that women belong at the forefront of innovation. Lady Eboshi was our inspiration. Here's that car door secret I promised you. Japanese engineers remake prototypes hundreds of times until they achieve what they call kokoro wo utsu, the sound that strikes the heart.
Luxury car door manufacturing.
Tuning fork productions. Those tuning forks used in music schools worldwide. The purest ones are made in Japan using Tatara iron principles. Even legendary musicians choose Japanese tuning forks for their perfect pitch. From surgical instruments to smartphone components, from violin strings to spacecraft parts, the Tatara principle, perfect harmony.
Chapter 5: The blade that saves lives.
Surgical scenes of doctors' hands. This moment moved me most deeply. The precision scalpel in his surgeon's hands carries the soul of Japanese sword making, but transformed from an instrument of war into a tool that saves human lives. The meticulous folding techniques, the obsession with the cutting edge, the perfect balance, all the skills that once made the world's sharpest swords now create the world's finest medical instruments.
Grandfather-grandson story, sword maker to medical instrument maker.
I met a family whose story captures this transformation perfectly. The grandfather was a swordsmith before World War II. His grandson now makes precision medical instruments. The grandson told me, "Grandfather always said, a good sword brings life, not death." Now I understand what he really meant.
Modern medical technology scenes.
This is the Japanese way, taking something created for conflict and transforming it into something that heals. From destruction to creation, from division to harmony.
International medical mission scenes.
Today, Japanese medical instruments save lives in hospitals from New York to Nairobi. The samurai spirit lives on, not in battlefields but in operating rooms where every cut must be perfect because a life depends on it. Young medical engineers at work, and the tradition continues. Still approach medical instrument design with the same devotion their ancestors brought to sword making. Every detail matters, every curve serves a purpose. Perfection is the only acceptable standard.
Chapter 6. The future Lady Eboshi would build.
At the end of Princess Mononoke, Lady Eboshi says, "Let's build a good village." I believe these words hold the key to our future.
Today's most visionary leaders echo Lady Eboshi's wisdom.
Elon Musk building Tesla to prove sustainable technology can be irresistibly beautiful. Ivan Chouinard using Patagonia to heal the planet while building a billion-dollar company. Young people worldwide are rediscovering the Tatara principle.
True innovation serves both human needs and natural harmony.
Look around you. The quiet efficiency of a Prius engine. The intuitive interface of your smartphone. This is Lady Eboshi's village. Built not just for profit, but for the flourishing of all life. Japan's technological excellence continues to shine in cutting-edge fields, creating the finest things with limited resources through wisdom and dedication. Pursuing quality over quantity, advancing technology in harmony with nature. The Tatara spirit now flows through craftspeople worldwide. German engineers perfecting electric vehicles, American software developers creating accessible technology, African innovators building sustainable solutions, all carrying forward that ancient Japanese wisdom. Make it perfect, make it harmonious, make it last.
Epilogue.
Remember Lady Eboshi's words at the end of Princess Mononoke? Let's build a good village. I believe she was speaking not just to her people, but to all of us. Every day you experience the village that Lady Eboshi envisioned. When you slide your finger across your phone screen and it responds with perfect sensitivity, that's the Tatara spirit. When you hear your favorite song with crystal clarity through your headphones, that's Tatara harmony. The craftsmen I knew as a child would be amazed to see how far their spirit has traveled from those small workshops to the magnificent world of Princess Mononoke, to your daily miracles. The Tatara flame burns brighter than ever. Princess Mononoke flames merging with modern innovation. What Hayao Miyazaki wanted us to understand: true innovation doesn't conquer nature. It learns from nature. It doesn't create division. It builds harmony. It doesn't make things more complicated. It makes them feel perfectly right. Every time you watch Princess Mononoke, you'll see something new. Those aren't just animated flames on your screen. They're the living spirit of craftsmanship that connects us all across cultures, across centuries, in our shared quest to build a good village.
End credits.
Thank you for joining me on this journey from animation to reality, from ancient flames to modern miracles. If this opened your eyes to the magic already in your life, please share it with fellow Ghibli fans. Your comments and stories mean everything to us. Until our next adventure.